See Miss Kim. What else do I see? Who is LG Stylo 6? Who's that? Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Still on mute. I don't know. That must be, is that a witness possibly?
Okay. No, it's Lois Shelton.
I'm sorry?
Lois Shelton, the wife of Shelton.
Okay, you're a witness. Are you someone for the calendar, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Keep yourself muted until you hear that case called.
Okay.
Mute yourself
Okay.
and I'll know that you're here, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Hi, Miss Giddings, how are you? Can't hear you.
Yes, good afternoon, Judge. I'm down at the courthouse and we're having major IT technical issues.
I just saw an email come across of the county. I think we were having trouble getting on. It's one of those Fridays, okay? We'll get through it.
Yes, definitely. So you may lose me because it's spotty and I might have to log back in and out a couple of times. So just kind of keep your fingers crossed for me.
Yeah, no problem. All righty. Let's see, I've got Miss Arnold and are you, I see another person. There we go. That's a private attorney. Miss, is it Pinteris?
Yes, Your Honor. She is the mother of one of my clients.
Okay, okay. So are you by yourself, Miss Arnold? Oh, no, there you go. Miss Webb is with you. I was looking for two
afternoon, Your Honor.
and two PDs. I think I've got my count going now. Let's see. See Mr. Walker's there.
Hi, Judge. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. All right, we will get started and let's see what our technology does for us today. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Judge Regina Mincy, and this is the Fulton County State Court Expedited Accusations calendar. This is a calendar for cases in which individuals have been recently arrested and charged with certain offenses, certain misdemeanor offenses. And soon thereafter of their arrest, the Fulton County Solicitor General's office has already accused these cases of the offenses brought against them. And the case has already been bound over to the Fulton County State Court. Nevertheless, this will, in some instances, be the defendant's initial appearance before a state court judge. So we're going to address several matters, including bond, possible arraignment, or consideration of a possible plea offer as one made by the state at this juncture. I'm going to also be providing you with the reset date for arraignment or for the next calendar in some instances. And what is that date, Ms. Grace? Ms. Grace? Uh-oh.
She's right back, Judge.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jordan. What's our reset date?
3/17, Judge. I sent it to you in chat. Sorry.
Oh, you better tell me about chat because you hardly ever look. Okay.
Thank you.
Let me open up. I see it now. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So that's March the 17th. And also, I'm going to begin and advise everyone that this whole entire proceeding is being recorded as well as live streamed on YouTube. I want to also remind the persons on this calendar that you do have a right, excuse me, you do have a constitutional right to remain silent. Anything that you say about the facts or occurrences of your case, remember that the solicitors are here in court on this call. They are listening to you, so please defer to your attorneys and listen to their instructions and do as they ask, but you do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Your attorney is here. Some of you may have private counsel, but you are going to be represented well, I'm sure. We will get started. Where are we going first?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is the South Annex, position number 2, Ms. Frederica Bird.
All right. All right, we're down at the South Annex. This is case number 22, CR 001198H. Frederica Bird, you're charged with 1 count of forgery in the 4th degree and a 2nd count of forgery in the 4th degree with the offense date of October the 2nd, 2019. Pre-trial, do we have anything?
She has 30 cycles, 23 out of South Carolina, 7 out of Georgia. Last arrest was February 15th of this year for a probation violation out of Forsyth County. She appears to be on probation for financial transaction card fraud, 2 counts, theft by deception, 6 counts, theft by taking, identity fraud when using or possessing identifying info concerning a person, 2 counts. The disposition date was May of 2013, and it was a 10-year sentence, 4 years confinement, 6 years probation. She has a theft by taking conviction in 2019, 3 counts. In 2011, a forgery conviction, felony out of South Carolina. 2009, felony forgery conviction out of South Carolina. 2005, felony forgery conviction out of South Carolina. A 2001 fraudulent check conviction out of South Carolina. And then 1996, the breach of trust conviction out of South Carolina. And nothing further to add, and a total of 3 probation violations in the last 10 years. Nothing further.
Thank you very much. Ms. Arnold?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. The current bond is set at a $1,500 surety for count 1 for the forgery and a $1,500 surety for count 2 for forgery for a total of a $3,000 surety bond. The state is asking that that bond would remain, that there be no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, and no further contact with Miss Yolanda Williams. Yolanda spelled Y-U-L-A-N-D-A, Williams spelled traditionally. Your Honor, here the defendant made 2 checks on account of Miss Williams. 1 check was made in the amount of $600 and the other in amount less than $1,500. Your Honor, we do believe that the defendant will reoffend. Pretrial has already gone through her history with 31 cycles from Georgia and South Carolina with the 22 February of this year probation violation, various forgeries with different amounts of value ranging from 2001 up to 2011 out of South Carolina. And then again, the 2012 conviction for 2 counts of financial transaction fraud, 6 counts of theft by deception, 2 counts of identity theft, and then the 2019 conviction for 3 counts of theft by taking. So, Your Honor, we are very concerned that the defendant will reoffend. So we are asking that that bond will remain.
All right. Is this your case, Ms. Giddings?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, Ms. Bird has a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Management and Communication. She is currently on leave of absence from her place of employment as district manager for Capstone Restaurant. She has a 17-year-old daughter and she is married. One, we don't have an issue with a no further contact because Ms. Bird has no idea who this person is. And Ms. Bird is a victim of identity fraud. On the dates that these incidences took place, according to the dates listed in the warrant, Ms. Bird had had open heart surgery and a portion of her liver removed, and she was in recovery and in a rehab facility in South Carolina. As a result of having that information verified, the probation violation arrest out of Forsyth County that took place in February of this year has been closed and dropped and removed because they were able to get the records because Ms. Bird signed a release for them to get those records. Additionally, she had to sign a release for the medical ward at the Fulton County Jail because last year she had a craniotomy, which is brain surgery, and there are several medications that she has to take to sustain her life. And so Fulton County had to get those records so they could dispense that medication to her from the jail. 2 of those medications are scheduled narcotic medications, which they will not dispense from the facility. at Fulton County, and so she is in constant pain. In fact, I was speaking with her today, and we had to take a couple of breaks because she is in that much pain. She did not do this. This is not her. So I need to know from the solicitor's office, who do I need to get these records to so they can know that they have the wrong person? Somebody has stolen her identity and done this. And she is currently supposed to be taking a medication for a blood condition, but they stopped giving her pills. When I say they, I mean her doctors, because that is what caused the issue with her liver, and she ended up having to have a portion of her liver removed. But the injection that she was getting instead, the jail will not dispense that at all. So she is in a very dire medical situation, being in custody for something that she did not do. And so I understand her history and her record. However, I do not want my client to meet her demise in behind bars because of this situation. So I'm hoping that we can get a release and get these records to the state for them to review immediately, for her to be released. Because she's been on leave of absence from work.
Samia, you could just send the records to me, okay?
Okay, thank you, Ian. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Funds are very limited at this time, Your Honor. She's been out of work for almost a year, and her husband is trying to take care of everything himself. So I would ask for as minimum a bond as possible, because it may take us a while to get these records to Mr. Walker and get the release and everything. And I might have a little bit of a fight on my hand with the medical ward at the jail, because I've got to send my investigator there to get those records. And so it might be that she can post bond and get out before we get the records. And then the state can look at the records and say, oh, we have the wrong person, and dismiss the case against her and then file against whoever this is, because there should be a video camera or something at the bank with this person trying to pass these checks.
So, Ms. Giddings, are you stating that due to her medical issues and being in rehab and things of that nature, that October the 2nd of 2019, she would not have been able to walk into a bank and have done this?
Exactly, Your Honor. She was in South Carolina in a bed on a ventilator.
Wow. Mr. Walker, I and Ms. Arnold both, I know that you have to do your due diligence in your investigation. I am a little concerned for the health of this defendant of Ms. Byrd, but I'm also concerned about her criminal history as well. And if she's still living in South Carolina, is she going to be able to make it back to court? Does she have any support or any relatives or anything in Atlanta? Is she staying here now, or is she not? I'm a little confused.
She's actually in Alpharetta, Your Honor, here in Georgia. And
Okay.
She has a husband. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so she's not living in South Carolina at this point.
No, she was
Okay.
not. That was 2 years ago.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And Your Honor, if I may, because as a state, as you have already mentioned, we have the same concerns, considering she does have 31 cycles with various forgery convictions, Your Honor. We would need to do further investigation before we can make any type of determination. So right now, we are going off what we have in the warrant. So we would still be asking for the that the bond remain. But of course, that's up to Your Honor. But we would just need to, we would have to, as you said, do our due diligence first, Your Honor.
But well, just for clarity, Your Honor, we're not asking for a dismissal right now. That's why I say I know you all got to get records and do that. I don't know Miss Arnold very well. I haven't really dealt with her. I've had several dealings with Mr. Walker, and I will state in my place based on my conversations and then verifying through Forsyth County that they have the records, which is why the probation violation was removed from her, and they dropped it and closed it and reinstated her because they were able to see it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get that in my hands before court, but I don't think a probation department in Forsyth County would not be honest with me about why they're doing what they're doing. And if Your Honor is uncomfortable with an
Miss Giddings,
unsupervised.
sorry to interrupt, but do you have the contact at Forsyth? Is it someone I can call right quick and maybe confirm who you spoke with?
Oh my goodness gracious, let me pull it. Hold on.
Put it in the chat and, I'll make a phone call and maybe we can revisit if the judge will allow it. If she's honestly sick, I don't want her in the jail, but I do need some type of confirmation. So if it's something I could just make a phone call and have a conversation, perhaps we can figure something out.
Okay.
But outside of that, I would need something to go off of other than her word.
Oh, I understand that perfectly. But that's why I said I'm not asking for a dismissal today. And if the judge.
Well, even for a signature bond or a consent bond, I would like to have a conversation. So if you could just put it in the chat and I could call maybe.
Okay. I will have
something I'll be willing to do.
That. Yes. Yeah. Because they just moved her to a different probation officer person. So I will, in the midst of all of this, because I've got all of my cases coming up, unless Your Honor wants to switch and take some of Ms. Kim's cases. I don't know what the jail is doing.
Can we, I know that's a hairball, and I know that the jail doesn't like us to switch too much on them, and they've got their order of things as well. And
what
see
we
if
could
we
do
can
this
take
is
a few of
I
Ms.
can go ahead and then perhaps while you are dealing with Ms. Kim's cases, because she's the second half of the calendar, I can get that information together and get it to Mr. Walker, and then we can kind of work that during the second half of the calendar.
Okay, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
So I would need whoever's listening at the jail, I need you to keep Ms. Bird somewhere nearby. Don't take her back to her cell. I need her to stay where she can get back on camera. Okay.
That's not a problem, Attorney Giddings.
Ms. Giddings, you know we have a certain order here, so I don't know if I have your clients mixed up in my order.
I know, and that's what I just said, that I know that you all are going to get me for that, trying to ask that.
Because the next person I have right now is Ms. Culver, and I know that's Ms. Giddings' client.
Yes.
And that's position number 4.
Well, I know we'll keep going, and maybe once we get finished with the first half, while we're doing Ms. Kim, she can then send her contact to Mr. Walker.
Right. As soon as Ms. Giddings gets a break, just send me the number. I mean, I'll be on for the entire calendar. So your first moment that you have a second, just send me the number in the chat. I'll make the phone call and I'll report back.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And Your Honor, for Ms. Culver, position number 4, that is actually a co-defendant case with Mr. Sharp. If we could possibly do those at the same time because they have the exact same facts.
You'd have to ask the jail that. That's position number 15.
Yes,
Deputy,
Your Honor.
where is 15 in your?
I have 15 on page 8, Your Honor.
Yes. But I'm seeing if the jail can accommodate that.
Yeah, I have Mr. Sharp here.
Okay, great. All right, so we've got case number 4, which is 22 CR 001191F with Brittany Culver, 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce, offense date of March 3rd, 2022. The co-defendant case is position 15, 22 CR 001189G, Justin Sharp, and he's charged with 1 count of failure to obey signs or control devices, 2nd count driving with the license suspended or revoked, and a 3rd count possession of marijuana less than an ounce with an offense date of March 3rd, 2022. All right, pre-trial, do you have anything on Ms. Culver?
Your Honor, I don't want to interrupt, but I have to. We don't have a conflict attorney today. I have not gotten any contact about this, so I just wanted to let you know about that.
Okay, now I've got another issue. Let's see. Deputy, you're gonna get me again. I don't have a conflict attorney for Mr. Sharp. Mr. Sharp, I don't have a conflict attorney for you, and I don't hardly recommend you represent yourself, but I don't know how you feel about that. But I don't have an attorney for you today. If you want to go forward today, you would have to represent yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. What?
I will represent myself.
Okay. And so you understand there are repercussions, but you also need to remember that you do have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against you. So be very guarded and careful. I'm not always excited and very cautious when someone's going to represent themselves, but I will allow it and let's kind of see how it goes, okay? All right. All right, go ahead, pretrial.
Ms. Culver, this is our first arrest.
First arrest, okay.
Yes. And would you like me to go ahead with Mr. Sharp?
Yes, go ahead with Mr. Sharp.
He has 3 cycles. Currently appears to be on probation for aggravated battery and robbery. It was a first offender, but it got deferred. That case number is 15 SC 136231. Disposition was January of 2016, 11 years probation, and nothing further to add.
All right. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Webb.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on yesterday when Officer Moncrief was patrolling around Jonesboro Road and Shannon Parkway in Union City when he witnessed a driver before Edge run through a red light. After initiating a traffic stop and approaching the vehicle, the officer smelled marijuana being emitted from that vehicle. He asked the driver, Mr. Sharp, for his license, and he was not able to produce one. Mr. Sharp told the officer that he was driving so that Ms. Culver could eat her food, who was sitting in the passenger Seat. Mr. Sharp's license was suspended for child support obligations, Your Honor, and that officer did recover 4 grams of marijuana from Ms. Culver's purse and 3.5 grams of marijuana in a Newport box from Mr. Sharp. For those reasons, the state is recommending a $2,500 signature bond for Ms. Culver with no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as a condition. For Mr. Sharp, the state is recommending a $2,000 surety bond for the suspended license. I had that he had a previous driving on a suspended license conviction, Your Honor. Pretrial can verify that. Failure to obey a traffic control device, $250 surety, and for the marijuana possession, $250 surety, totaling $2,500 total surety, Your Honor, with no driving and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as a condition for Mr. Sharp.
We have no objection to the $2,500 signature bond for Ms. Culver, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and give that ruling. Ms. Grace, for position 4, I'm going to order a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I guess that will be it for Ms. Culver. And that will be further noticed. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So make sure, Ms. Culver, you have your address updated with your attorney and that the clerk's office has it as well. Well, pretrial will have it. All right, let's now go to Mr. Sharp. Do you have anything that you want to state, Ms. Giddings, on Mr. Sharp? Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. That was a bad question. I realized it as I was asking. He's representing himself. Mr. Sharp, how old are you? Actually, Deputy, if you could kind of let Mr. Sharp, I know we should have the female possibly sitting, but I do need to speak with him. We're finished with her case. She has that signature bond. Okay. Got it. All right. Can you hear me better now, Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 30.
30. Do you work?
Yes.
Where do you work?
Mainline aviation.
How long have you been there?
So I've been there 6 months, but it's going off and on because of the pandemic.
You're from Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you graduate high school?
Yes, ma'am.
Any college?
A semester of college.
Okay.
Yep.
And so your mom, parents, or relatives are here in Georgia?
Yes, my mom, parents, but my grandmother, everybody else, they here.
Okay. All right, so you do not have a driver's license, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm concerned about your probation case, but will you all take him pretrial if I order it?
Yes, it'll be per judge.
All right, I'm going to enter the $2,500 signature bond through pretrial per judge. That will be $250 on the failure to obey the signs or control devices, $2,000 on driving while license suspended or revoked, and a $250 on possession of marijuana less than an ounce. And also, I'm going to order while you're on bond, Mr. Sharp, that you are not to drive unless you have a valid license from DDS. So you'll need to do ride shares and get people to ride you around. If you're caught driving again, you're going to be arrested. I also want you to remember there are no drugs, alcohol, or weapons to be used while you're on bond. And so I think that would be it for my order. All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Next, we have number 6, Ms. Duncan.
Okay. This is case number 22 CR 001193Y. State versus Vivian Duncan. You're charged with 1 count of battery family violence with the offense date of March the 2nd, 2022. Pre-trial?
Your Honor, this is also a conflict attorney case as well.
Oh, this one too?
Yes, Your Honor. And we don't have a conflict attorney today.
Ms. Duncan, are you willing to go forward and represent yourself?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say about the facts and occurrences of your case can and will be held against you. So tread lightly there, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you're gonna have to tell me a little bit about yourself. How old are you?
Well, I currently reside at 307.
I don't want your address.
Oh, sorry. What were you asking?
I just asked you, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 50. Judge.
Sorry?
I'm 58, Judge.
You're 58? All right, where do you work?
I work for Universal Walmart at this time. I had to take on a new job. I lost my old job and took on this job. I've been on it for about 6 months. Through Luxor Staffing is actually the staffing agent.
Okay. And where are you from?
I'm from here. I was born in New York, but from here.
How long have you been in Georgia? Since a baby, or?
I've been in Georgia since I was a kid.
Okay. So do you have other family or relatives here in Georgia?
Yeah, I have some family, but they're not actually in the Atlanta area.
They're not actually what? I didn't hear you.
Well, yeah, I actually have a daughter. Yeah, I have family here.
Okay, you have a daughter. How old's your daughter?
Well, she's 23 years old.
Didn't quite hear you. One is what now?
23 years old.
23.
One of them is 23. I have, yeah.
Okay. One is 23.
Yeah.
Okay. And so do you live with your daughter or you live by yourself?
Well, actually, I was living with Mr. Anthony Willis. That's the person that the case is concerning along with me. I was the person that placed the call. I've been staying with Mr. I was the person that placed the call regarding the domestic situation that, I'm sorry, never mind. Nothing.
All right. So hold on one second and now I'm going to hear from the state. So Ms. Webb, which is the other case on this calendar today or not?
Your Honor, I was actually going to ask what is the conflict, because according to the warrants, Miss Duncan was arrested in this matter. But I can check in to see in Odyssey if there is another case that perhaps the PD's office represented Mr. Willis on.
Right, there may be, it may not necessarily be this incident. Sometimes they're conflicted for other incidents or reasons. But I was just making sure there wasn't that other case or something was not on the same calendar.
No, Your Honor. Not
Okay.
that I see. No, Your Honor.
That's fine. And I usually, like I say, if the PD says they have a conflict, they usually do for sure. And I'm not for sure if Ms. Kim was aware of why.
Yes, actually, Anthony Michael Willis is, his birthday is January 1958, and I found a lot of cases that we represented. So that's why.
Yes.
So that's why. Okay.
PD Kim is correct. The most recent case looks like from 2011, but the office did represent them.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Kim.
Thank
All
you.
right, well, go ahead and present your case, Ms. Duncan. I'm sorry, not Ms. Duncan, Ms. Webb.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on yesterday at 3072 Washington Road, apartment 11-2, or it's the letter I, the number 1-2. It's one of those two. Maybe Ms. Duncan can clarify for the state, but it was unclear from the warrant. East Point Police Department responded to a domestic call and were met with the victim, Mr. Anthony Willis. That's Anthony, common spelling, Willis, common spelling. He informed the officer that the two had a verbal altercation where they each said offensive things and called each other offensive names. Mr. Anthony said that he was sitting on the sofa when Ms. Duncan balled up her fist, I quote, balled up her fist and punched me dead in the face. That punch did cause Mr. Willis visible lacerations to his head and his nose. And as you've heard from the defendant, Your Honor, the two parties do reside together. In this case, the state is concerned with the risk of reoffending and witness intimidation. Given the defendant's criminal history, she does have an aggravated assault from Fulton County from 2001, disorderly conduct from 2001 out of Fulton. She has a simple battery arrest from Fulton County, which did result in the dismissal from 2007. She also has a criminal attempt arrest from Fulton County. She also has a probation violation from Fayette County from 2006, Your Honor. We're also concerned with witness intimidation, considering that the parties do reside together, and whatever caused this argument, Your Honor, if the two are not able to resolve that amicably, we are concerned that we might be right back here in court. For those reasons, the state is recommending a $3,000 surety bond, no further contact with Mr. Anthony Willis, a stay away from that incident location at 3072 Washington Road, 1-day anger awareness, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as a condition. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Pre-trial, I think I skipped you, so I apologize. Do you have anything to add? Probably not.
I have nothing to add, just that the aggravated assault resulted in a first offender and it was sealed in 2018.
Okay, does she qualify?
Yes, she does.
All right, Miss Duncan. The address that the prosecutor has stated, is that where you live or not?
That is what yes, ma'am.
And so if you were to go back there, I would have to give you a stay away or no further contact with the victim. Do you have somewhere else you can live?
Yes, I can't, yes, I do have somewhere else I can live. I would like, in defense of myself, though, Your Honor, to just truly let you know that I am the person that had my son, my 13-year-old, place the call. He placed the call, and it was actually 2 days ago. It wasn't yesterday. This happened Tuesday. And I actually did. I had him place the call because I worked from 3 to 11. I came in that night and sat on the couch as I usually do, Mr.
I think you need to be a little careful, tread very light on going over the facts of the case, because that is not what the bond hearing today is for, to hash that out. It is just to see whether I'm going to give you a signature bond or surety bond based on some factors here, and that's why I was asking some of the questions at the beginning. Because we do have to make sure that everyone is safe and that that there's an ample cooling off period, which is why I was going to order that you not return to that location.
And I have my son. My son is currently there. I'd have to get my 13-year-old as well.
Okay, your son is 13?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is that your son's father?
That is not his actual father.
It's not his father.
No, ma'am. It's not his actual father.
All right. So if I order that you stay away from that location, you go back with the one-time police escort to get your son and your belongings, and they will have to facilitate that and escort you back for that. Will you be able to do that?
Will I be able? Yes, ma'am. I can do that.
All right, I'm going to give you a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. And there are to be no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. No further contact with the victim, Anthony Willis. You're not to have any contact with him. You are to stay away from 3072 Washington Road. What is the apartment number? Do you know?
H2, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Apartment H is in Harry 2. H is in Harry 2.
Oh, that's an H.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up for us.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, so that's apartment H2. And you're to have a one-time police escort to return to that location. You'll have to coordinate it when you get out with the police to escort you back and to get your son and his belongings and to get your belongings so that you can go live in a separate location, a different place. So there's not going to be any need, I'm assuming, for visitation with your son and the victim. If it is, it must be done by third parties, not you. You understand that?
Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. I certainly will not. Once me and my son leave the apartment home, I will be more than happy to never return, and my son as well.
All right. Well, good luck to you. And is there anything else I need to take up, Ms. Webb?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have issue number 9, Mr. George.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. This is case number 22, CR 001188E, and your name is Spencer George.
That's correct.
All right. You're charged with 1 count of battery family violence with the offense date of March 12th, 2020. Do you have anything pretrial?
Do I have anything pretrial? Not
you. No. Hold on, Mr. George.
Oh, my apologies.
Right. It's not time for you to talk. All right. Go ahead, pretrial.
3 cycles. Last arrest November 30th, 2017 for willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer and theft by shoplifting. That case was dismissed. He had a 2017 conviction for DUI and a first offender battery and simple battery, which was from 2017. It was sealed in 2018. Nothing further.
All right. Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on March 12, 2020, where the Alpharetta Police Department responded to a domestic dispute call, and they were met by the defendant's mother, Miss Caroline, that's Caroline, Caroline, Paneres, I think pronouncing that correctly, Pineres, who informed the officers that the defendant struck her in the face with an open hand on the left side of her face, which caused significant redness and swelling to her left cheek. Your Honor, considering the defendant's criminal history, as you've heard from pretrial, he did have that 2017 battery and simple battery case out of Fulton County that resulted in first offender convictions. For those reasons, we are asking for $4,000 surety, no further contact with the mother, Miss Caroline, a stay away from the incident location at 11200 Witten Ridge, that's Witten Ridge, WITTENRIDGE Drive, Alpharetta, Georgia, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and a one-day anger awareness. Your Honor, I believe I did see Miss Caroline on the call earlier. I'm not for sure if she's.
Yes, I am present. I'm also an attorney.
Okay, are you representing your son?
No, ma'am, I am not.
Okay.
The public defender, Ms. Giddens, is representing him.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear. And thank you for informing me of that. Do you want the witness to go first, Ms. Giddings, or you?
I can go first, Your Honor. That's fine.
Okay.
I've spoken with Mr. George this morning. He informed me that he has 2 years of college. He was studying biology at Georgia State University, and that he is a courier delivery person actually for his mother's law office. That is what he was doing. And that he was currently living with her at the time. However, his father is willing for him to come and stay with him. His mother is having surgery next week, so he can't be home with her. It's my understanding, Your Honor, that the neighbors actually called the police for this incident because he was outside, that she did not call the police, that he was inebriated and has an issue with alcohol and drug dependency. So after speaking with her, she is very concerned for him, and she is afraid she's going to get a call either from a morgue or a police officer telling them that her son has passed, and that she feels that this was inadvertent contact on his behalf because he was so out of it, and that perhaps an alcohol and drug evaluation as well as a mental health evaluation would be in line to help him deal with some of his issues. She does understand that today is a bond arraignment and that she doesn't have an issue with no further violent contact, and that his father is willing to provide a place for him to live with restrictions as no drug or alcohol, and a curfew of some sort so that he's not out and about, and that he has to understand that he cannot be combative, that he cannot have issues with anyone, whether it's her or anybody else. And the law says she can't have those kinds of issues with anybody anyway. And that he's been in and out of rehab over the last several years, at least 7 different times. And there was a recent OD. And so she's really concerned about his mental health, his depression, and his substance abuse. And so we would ask, Your Honor, taking into account that it's been about 5 years since his first offender battery and simple battery issue, that Your Honor set a bond as low as possible for him if you do not feel a signature bond is in order, and that restrictions be placed on him for whenever he does make bond and is able to go and stay with his father.
Okay.
And I believe his mother would like to address the court.
All right.
Yes.
Ms. Paneras, raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right. And I think what I'm hearing here is that your son would not be coming back home to live with you. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And so you've already given that address to Ms. Giddings?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, I don't believe I have. The address that was given earlier of the 11200, that is my prior residence. I have since moved.
Okay. All right. So you're not even at that address?
No, Your Honor, I'm not.
Okay. So I don't need to then order a stay away from that address because none of the parties are there?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So make sure that you get that address to Ms. Giddings as well. I'm sure her client will do that, but it would also help. You don't have to say it on Zoom, but you know, I'm sure you know how to reach her. Is that correct? You know how to reach Ms. Giddings, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. I have her email address.
Okay, great. Yeah, just email her that address of where Mr. George will be staying. And are you in fear of Mr. George?
Your Honor, when he becomes inebriated like he does, yes, I am. He completely loses control of who he is. He has been taking a lot of prescriptions over the past 3 days that he should not be taking, overdosing on those. Let's say the prescription calls for 2 a day. He'll take 5, 10. I think he's suffering from a major depression. I think he needs psychological assistance. He has been hanging around, again, some friends that have a criminal history dealing with drugs. And I believe that needs to stop as well. I am in great fear for his own safety, especially with the recent incident where he spent 4 days in a hospital because he overdosed on Wellbutrin. I do believe he needs psychological evaluation. I do believe he needs monitoring, and he needs to understand the consequences of his actions. His father is willing to take him in. I did speak with him, but he has to understand that he can't just leave his father's house and say he's going to go to his friends that they have drug issues. And he needs to stay away from anybody that has a criminal record, that he's aware and he knows who they are. But I am very concerned that he's going to get himself killed. He has been in and out of rehabs for years now, and he doesn't seem to understand.
And he's how old now?
He is 24. He's been battling this since 2015. And I think at this point, he's using the rehab facility as housing, not because he really wants to improve. But I think, he can have, if he's monitored and he is, especially he does have an injury to his arm. He just had surgery just a couple of days ago. And that needs to be reevaluated. I think he might have re-injured it as well. And he needs to understand that any bond violation of this could end up getting him back in jail until trial. But he needs to understand that this is not a game.
All right.
He almost got himself, I was the one that had the police called to pick him up.
Okay.
Because he was being set up a trap and he was about to get himself killed and he would not listen.
Got it. All right. Anything else, Ms. Giddings?
No, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I do strongly believe that he needs drug evaluation, alcohol evaluation, psychological assistance, and mental health evaluation. And I strongly believe he's suffering from a strong depression and he may end up killing himself.
Okay. And Ms. Giddings, you had already recommended that as well, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I do believe that he may need longer than a day for anger management.
Yeah.
I don't believe he meant to strike me. I don't believe he was so drunk, he doesn't remember anything. He was taking my phone and he did not realize that he was taking my phone when he was leaving again because he was so drunk. And in the ensuing scuffle, he ended up hitting me and I got injured.
I understand. Mr. George is only 24, and I say only because that's pretty young. But what I'm going to order is the $4,000 surety bond. I'm going to order Mr. George, obviously, that you stay away from your mother, the victim in this case. Caroline Paneras, I want you to have no further contact with her at this time. You are going to go to live with your father, it appears, and we'll get that address. You'd have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while you're on bond. And I hope that you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and order the ADET and the MH eval. And hope that you can, get some help and live out your life in peace and not be in this judicial system this way.
Your Honor, if I may, I do believe that he also needs to stay away from the parties that have any criminal records. And I believe they're also supplying him drugs.
Well, I can't go that far. I've told him he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. So in order to help himself, he's going to have to not be around the people that are his enablers or who are giving that to him until he's really ready to get that help. But you're not supposed to have any drugs, alcohol, or weapons. So if you're somewhere and it's there, you need to leave, because if anything goes down and you're arrested again, like your mom says, you're going to stay in jail to violate your bond conditions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so good luck to you. All right, thank you, Ms. Paneras. Good luck to you.
May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have number 7, Mr. Durham.
This is case number 22 CR 001192F. Is it Darren Durham or Duran?
Yes, ma'am, Duran.
Duran, okay. You're charged with 1 count of abandonment of dependent child, child support. The offense date that we have on our calendar is March the 2nd, 2022. Do you have anything pre-trial?
Actually, Your Honor, excuse me, Ms. Roberts, I might be able to help you cut to the chase with this, because I actually represented Mr. Durham on Wednesday in abandonment of minor child court, because that's my court. The purge amount has been set and he has to sit until he pays the purge amount. There's no bond issue here. There's no pretrial issue here. There's no signature bond issue here. He cannot get out until he posts that bond, and he has bigger fish to fry from 11 SC 98845 in Fulton County, which is a Superior Court hold. So he was given a signature bond on that at 11 this morning. So he just has to have the purge paid at the cashier's window, or he has to sit.
How much is the purge, Ms. Giddens?
The purge is $294 even.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, Your Honor, and that was the state's recommendation as well, just that he pay the purge.
Right. That's not very large, so we will move forward and keep that case as it is with a $294 purge.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
18, Mr. Williams. Which one? Laquan Williams.
This is case number 22 CR 001196C for Mr. Laquan Williams. You're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, family violence with the offense date of September 13, 2021. Do you have anything pretrial?
5 cycles. Last arrest was January 1st.
Did you say 12 or 5? I couldn't hear
5.
you. 5, okay.
Yes. Last arrest was January of 2021 for a DUI. That was amended to reckless driving, and that was a conviction. September of 2021. He does appear to be on probation out of DeKalb County for purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana. That disposition date was September 28, 2021. It was 24 months probation. Nothing further to add.
Huh? You're not to speak, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, you're not to speak. You have an attorney and let your attorney represent you, okay? All right. All right, go ahead, Ms. Webb.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on September 13, 2021, where the Johns Creek Police Department responded to a dispute call at 11429 Mabry Park. That's Mabry Park, Mabry Park Place. And they were met with Miss Tiffany Clark Murphy. That's Tiffany, Tiffany, Clark, CLARK-MURPHY, who informed the officer that she and the defendant were dating and had a dispute where the defendant took her Mercedes-Benz valued at $24,000 and left the scene and refused to return the vehicle to her. Your Honor, Mr. Williams is facing a felony theft by taking charge for that offense. Ms. Tiffany further informed the officer that the two had an argument and the defendant became physical with her and punched her in the face with a closed fist. At some point during the altercation, the defendant did damage a door frame in the home's garage at 11429 Mabry Park Place, which was observed by the responding officers. At the time, Your Honor, the parties did reside together at that address and were doing so for the past 3 years. For those reasons, the state is recommending $3,500 surety, no further contact with Ms. Tiffany Clark Murphy, stay away from the incident location at 11429 Mabry Park Place, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and 1-day anger awareness. Your Honor, as you've heard from pretrial, the defendant does have a previous history for violence. Your Honor, he has a battery family violence arrest from Fulton County from 2016, Your Honor. In addition to, we are concerned that the defendant might be a possible flight risk as he did FTA on a charge from Minneapolis in 2016. And lastly, we're concerned with witness intimidation. We did reach out to Ms. Tiffany Clark, but we're not able to make contact. But we know that when victims are subjected to abuse, they will often sway from participating in the prosecutorial process out of fear of retaliation from their abuser, Your Honor. Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Williams, actually, they are still living together, and it happened, about 5 months ago. They have, even after the incident, they have been living together and dating continuously, and Miss Tiffany is not afraid. He had a felony hearing this morning around 11 a.m. and he got $7,500 surety bond for that charge anyway. However, the court allowed him to stay at 11429 Mabry Park because Tiffany was able to come at that hearing over the virtually, and she was not afraid to talk to. So the court allowed him to talk to Tiffany as well. And Mr. Williams has 8 years of business here. Airbnb he has been doing that for about 2 years, and he has bachelor's degree from University of Maryland. American Study was his major. He has 3 children, 17, 15, and 3 years old. I don't think he has a flight risk because he's responsible for his 3 children. And another thing that he is charged with is, criminal trespass, damage to his door. It is his residency and the door is his door. And even though the warrant says it is only belong to Miss Tiffany, they are actually on the lease together. So he owns 50% of that too. We just wanted to address that. We would like to request for signature bond for this case, since he already has $7,500 surety bond. He cannot go anywhere. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, if I may, as far as the contentions with Miss Tiffany isn't present here today in these proceedings. I understand that she did appear in felony court this morning, but she isn't present today to testify as to how she feels. So we would just ask the court to consider that Miss Tiffany was not here to testify in these proceedings today.
Oh, you mean the 11 a.m. hearing? She was not there?
For this hearing, Miss
Oh,
Kim.
that this one, 2 p.m.
Yes.
Correct. I understand that part.
Okay. I think I'm going to rule with a $3,500 surety bond. I'm going to order that Mr. Williams stay away from the 11429 Mabry Park Place in Johns Creek, and not to go back there, Mr. Williams. You can have a one-time police escort to go back to get any personal belongings that you need to get, but if you make bond and get out, you have to do that with police coordination and escort. Understand that? And also you are to stay away from Tiffany Clark Murphy. You're not to go around her at all. Don't contact her through social media, cell phones, or any other means, or any third parties. You have a total stay away from her. I'm going to order that you have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I think that is everything. Did I leave out anything?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, PD Kim did mention that the defendant has 3 children. I'm not for sure if those 3 children are shared with Ms. Clark, but if they are, we will request third-party contact.
Yes. Are any of your 3 children by Miss Clark Murphy?
No.
Okay. All right. Then we'll leave that out. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
They're reading charges right now.
And Your Honor, sorry to interrupt, but I do have to log off. I just want to ensure that Attorney Giddings got my cell phone number and she can text that information to me about the Forsyth Probation Office, and I will report back.
Okay.
I just actually sent you a chat in the I just sent you a chat message, but
Received.
I have your email and that's fine. Your Honor, just very briefly, things are going askew because nobody at the probation office is able to get to whatever it is that they need to get to. So we'll just have to deal with this a little bit differently and get records from Fulton County and from the husband because they're having some issues down there. And she has a new probation officer who left and is now going to training for the rest of the day.
Okay. Let's address that real quick. Before Mr. Walker gets off as well. And this
Okay, so just to be clear, you don't want me to at least try to reach out, or you?
No, I'm saying there's nobody there for you to talk to because whoever this person is, that's her new probation officer. He's gone for the day and he's in training for the rest of the day. That's what I was just.
Okay.
Yeah, I had my admin person calling and I was calling too while some other things were going on. And they're having some system issues where whatever they got didn't get uploaded yet. So nobody else can pull it. And I was just like, okay, you know what? We'll do what we need to do. And then I'll send my investigator over to the jail to get her to sign a release and then get it to the medical ward. And in the meantime, we'll try to get records that way as well for later on. And then I'll reach out to her husband because I have his information as well, Your Honor, to see what he can do to help us. Because today is Friday. So,
Okay. Well, with that being said, the state would,
Yeah.
keep the same request. And in the interim, I will work with PD Giddings to try to confirm any information. But until then, we are requesting a surety bond.
Right. I'm going to go ahead. Miss Grace, are you with me? I'm going back to number 2 real quick. And that she was at the South Annex. Is Miss Byrd still there?
Yes, I'm here, Judge.
Okay. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so we're going to go ahead and enter that $3,000 surety bond, $1,500 on each of the forgery charges. And I hope that we will get some information Monday to be able to get it to Mr. Walker and find out what we'll do. And they'll send me an order if we need to change it to a signature bond by then. I will entertain it once we confirm and get the information. But right now, it's a $3,000 surety bond, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Your Honor, will you add the no further contact with?
Oh, that's right. And no further contact with Yolanda Williams.
And could Your Honor also indicate that under the no drugs and alcohol unless prescribed by a physician, please?
Correct, unless prescribed by a physician. That is correct. And I don't know, Ms. Grace is usually highly irregular on this to put in there that the judge will entertain a signature bond if we quickly get that, or I don't know, the state could beat me to it and do a dismissal if we get information that she was in the hospital on this date and could not have been there. You know, I'm concerned if she doesn't make bond with this surety bond, that if we have that information on her inability medically wise to have been at the bank or the video, that if the case is not immediately dismissed, that they can reach me and I'll entertain a signature bond. That should conclude this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Walker.
Thank you, Ms. Arnold. Thank you, Judge.
All right, no problem. Thank you. All right, who do we have next? In courtroom 2. There you go.
Number 10, Mr. Hall.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, this is also a conflict attorney.
Conflict, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is case number 22 CR 001184Y, Mr. Courtney Hall. There's no conflict defender to represent you today. What are you wanting to do?
I represent myself, y'all.
Okay, I was going to tell you I would reset you for tomorrow. All right, and you understand the consequences of doing that. So you need to tread very light and remember anything that you say can and will be held against you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Pre-trial, do you have anything?
Yes, I'm showing 24 cycles. Last conviction.
24?
24.
Okay. For some reason, I don't know, I'm gonna look at my volume. It's sounding very fuzzy. I don't know if anybody else is having that issue too.
24 cycles.
Okay.
A 2020 conviction for disorderly conduct. 2017 conviction for battery. A 2008 conviction for willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer and purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana. And a 2004 purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana conviction. Did have a FTA in 2017. And he appears to also have an open aggravated assault case, 16 SC 145763. Nothing further to add.
All right, Ms. Arnold.
Yes, Your Honor. So the state is requesting a $6,000 surety for the simple battery family violence. No further contact with Dominique Bello. Dominique spelled Dominique, Bello spelled Bello. A stay away from 2191 Beecher Circle Southwest in Atlanta. Beecher is spelled Beecher. A one-day anger awareness and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. Your Honor, this incident happened on October 12th of last year at that Beecher Circle location. Ms. Bello advised that her child's father, the defendant in this case, was upset with her, and as a result, threw a pillow at her and shortly after slapped her before leaving the scene in Ms. Bello's vehicle. When officers met with Ms. Bello, she was visibly shaken and crying and stated that she did want to press charges against the defendant. Officers made note in the warrant that there were several other reports involving both of these parties. Your Honor, we do believe that the defendant will reoffend. Pretrial has gone through some of the history. He was arrested in June of 2004 for a simple battery, physical harm, and a simple battery for insulting contact with a victim, Ashley Ridley. In 2004, he was arrested for aggravated assault, 2 counts of battery, simple assault, cruelty to children in the first degree. In October of 2004, he was arrested for a simple battery, for 2 counts of simple battery against a victim, Vincent Parks. In September of 2005, he had a battery, family violence, and a simple battery against the victim, Ashley Ridley. And then, Your Honor, he has the 2020 disorderly conduct conviction. And then in 2018, he had a disorderly conduct conviction. But he was also originally arrested with that charge for a criminal trespass involving the victim, in this case, Ms. Bello. And in 2019, he was also convicted of battery, also involving the same victim, Ms. Bello. So, Your Honor, we do believe he will reoffend. And we do believe he is a danger to the community as he has been battering people since 2003. And specifically Ms. Bello, as this is now the 3rd incident that they have together with 1 conviction from 2019. Your Honor, we also believe that he is a flight risk as he has the 2016 failure to appear. Our victim advocate was able to speak with our victim, Your Honor, and she did advise that she and the defendant live together. They've been in a relationship for 13 years and that they share 2 children. And she did say that she would be on Zoom today. I think I saw her earlier. And when you're ready, you can sound for her. The state does just want to make note that at this point, our victim has recanted and said that the defendant never hit her and she only called the police to get her keys back. She said that she calls the police when she gets angry and that they both have anger issues. In spite of this, though, Your Honor, based on the evidence and the defendant's history, where he has, again, the 2019 battery with Ms. Bello and the 2018 arrest for the criminal trespass, also involving Ms. Bello, we think that, well, we believe that the evidence is set up already for that not to be true, because we have proof that he has hit her before with that conviction. Either way, though, Your Honor, we are still reviewing evidence and we'll have to look at the body cam footage to make a determination about what is true or what is not true, Your Honor. So we, considering the cycles of violence, we're not comfortable making a different determination at this time. So we are, again, requesting that $6,000 surety bond with the conditions as stated.
All right, Ms. Kim. You're still on.
I think he said this was representing himself. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Ms. Kim. When I saw her on the camera, that jolted me. I apologize. Yeah, Mr. Hall, how old are you?
I'm 37 years old.
Do you work?
Yes, no, ma'am. Your Honor, can I speak against the 2004 case and allegations? Your Honor, I never was convicted of
No, don't want to hear about that.
Okay.
We're talking about this case we have today and your ability to return to court and
I have no problem with returning to court. In the 2016 period to appeals, they came from 2004, which I went to prison for 46 months.
I need you. You're doing way too much.
Okay.
So you're unemployed right now, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you from Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
You have family and relatives here?
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time you were living with Miss Dominique Bello?
Yes, I currently live at 2191 Beach Circle.
I'm sorry?
I currently live at 2191 Beach Circle.
Right. All right. And I think I also, did I see Miss Bello on here, Miss Arnold?
Yes, she is on.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay. Miss Bello, after I finish with Mr. Hall, then I'll get to you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so when did you last work, Mr. Hall?
Before in the middle of the pandemic, I'm a diabetic, currently a diabetic, and I was working for a maintenance service, and Dominique had contracted the COVID virus, and by me being a diabetic, I quarantined with her because we already was there, and I was let go on the job.
Okay. Well, I'm going to hear from the victim, and then I will let you know what my ruling will be.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Yes, can you raise your right hand for me, Ms. Bello? Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are you presently residing with Mr. Hall?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you afraid of Mr. Hall?
No, Your Honor.
Are you in fear of him living with you?
No, Your Honor.
How long have you been living together?
13 years. Since 2009.
Okay. And do you think if he came back to live with you, there would be more incidents?
No, ma'am.
What type of work do you do, Ms. Bello?
I work for State Farm right now.
Okay.
Prior to State Farm, I was at Home Depot Corporation for like 5 years.
Okay. All right. Well, I do appreciate your time getting on the Zoom call today. I'm getting ready to give my ruling. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the $6,000 surety bond. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond, except for those drugs that are prescribed by a physician. Mr. Hall, I'm going to order you to stay away from 2191 Beecher Circle. So you are residing there with the victim. You need to find someplace else to live right now. I'm going to order you to have no further violent contact with Miss Dominique Bello. I think I already said no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond, except for those prescribed by a physician. And I think that would be it for the case, unless the state has anything else.
Your Honor, if he's gonna have to do the stay away, I know you ordered no further violent contact. Do you think he would need a one-time escort to go get his things?
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me, can I intervene? I'm so sorry. This is Miss Bello. What about our children?
No one ever told me about him.
I don't, because we haven't been able to speak about everything, because a lot of stuff that the state stated wasn't true, but we're not able to speak.
How many children do you have together?
5.
You have 5 children by Mr. Hall?
Correct. 5 total together, but we all consider all of them 5. 2 separately. We have 2 daughters that are Halls, Zaria Hall and Courtney Hall.
So I'm going to ask you that question again. Okay. How many biological children do you and Mr. Hall have together?
2.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So what I normally do in those instances is allow a third party to intercede or intervene as far as visitation with your children. How old are the daughters you have with Mr. Hall?
6 and 2. And by me going to work, well, not today, I called out because I knew he had to go to court today, but he takes them to school, to daycare, and to elementary school.
Well, I want to make sure everybody is safe, and given his history, I have to be cautious, and I have to take these measures to make sure that you and your children are safe. So we'll go through this process and try to do the best that I can to ensure that. And I was going to say no further contact at all, but I said no further violent contact.
Yes, ma'am.
Because of your statement. But he cannot come live with you right now. He needs to go find another place to live. And if you want to do visitation with your children and him, then have a third party, a mother, cousin, or friend to help facilitate that visitation.
We have our grandmother, his grandmother lives with us, so.
Is this a house or apartment?
It's a home, it's a house.
Okay. The one at 2191 Beaches Circle?
Yes, ma'am.
And who's the main caregiver for his grandmother?
He is the main caregiver, but she cares for herself. She gets a check every month, so she cares for herself, but she still lives with us.
Okay. Well, are you able to still care for her?
I'll work it out with him and her.
Okay.
She helps us like with the kids and everything, so we're gonna have to, me and him are gonna have to, and her gonna have to see what we're gonna have to do.
All right. Well, let's do this in the interim to see how things go. And for the short term, Mr. Hall, find someplace else to live. Will allow you a one-time police escort to go back to retrieve your items, your personal items that you would need. If there's any third-party visitation, it'd be done. If there's any visitation, it'd be done and facilitated by a third party to visit with your daughters. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond unless prescribed by a physician. And then the stay away, okay? So that would be the ruling of the court. Yes, sir?
You're telling me to stay away from my resident?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you have to stay away for now while you're on bond. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that will conclude this case. Thank you, Ms. Bello.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Number 1, Mr. Bonnie.
Is this Mr. David? Is it
Bonnie.
Bonnie?
Yes.
Okay, BLNNEY?
Yes.
All right, this is case number 22 CR 001197E, being charged of 1 count of criminal trespass, 2nd count possession of marijuana less than an ounce, 3rd count giving false name, address, or birth date to law enforcement, all with the offense date of March 3rd, 2022. Pre-trial, do you have anything?
I didn't hear the position number.
Number 1. David Bonnie.
I'm showing 6 cycles. Last arrest, May 22nd, 2021 for FTA. Appears to have an open case pending for possession of marijuana less than an ounce and theft by shoplifting. Those case numbers are 22 CR 000385E and 20 CR 000042E. And then I'm showing 2 theft by shoplifting convictions in 2018. And I'm sorry, he does have a history out of Florida as well. And a 2010 burglary conviction out of Florida, and 1 probation violation from 2010. And he also has 6 cycles out of Florida, so 12 total cycles. Nothing further.
Okay. Ms. Arnold?
Yes, Your Honor. So for the current bond, it's set at a $2,500 surety for count 1, a $1,000 surety for count 2, and a $1,000 surety for count 3, for a total of a $4,500 surety. The state is asking for a reduction with a $1,000 surety for count 1 for the criminal trespass, a $500 surety for count 2 for the possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and a $500 surety for count 3 for giving false name, address, or birthday, for a total of a $2,000 surety bond. We're asking for a stay away from all MARTA, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, and a social worker speak with the defendant as it appears he is homeless at this time. Your Honor, this incident happened yesterday at the Peachtree Center, MARTA. The defendant was found living inside the emergency exit stairwell. He was arrested, and when he was arrested, he gave the false name of Rose Verde to Officer Pfeiffer in an attempt to mislead the officer. Upon a search incident to arrest, Officer Pfeiffer found marijuana in the defendant's book bag. Your Honor, we do believe the defendant is a flight risk based on that May 2021 FTA. And we do believe he will reoffend as he has those February 2010 and May 2010 probation violations out of Florida, as well as the 2 open cases, with 1 being possession of marijuana less than an ounce. So for these reasons, Your Honor, we are requesting the $2,000 surety with the conditions as stated.
Okay. Ms. Giddings?
You're on mute, Ms. Giddings.
Thank you. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Bonney advised me that he earned a GED and that he is currently receiving SSI due to mental health issues. I had a bit of a challenge speaking with him today. He informed me that he has 25 children and they're all under the age of 3 years old. He indicates that he is residentially challenged, being homeless, and that he is being held here against his will by the government because he is no longer a United States citizen. He lives in the Netherlands and he's been trying to get home for the last 4 years to the Netherlands. When I spoke with him about the case, he didn't really have very much information to give me based on the allegations in the warrant. However, I did express to him that he was not to return to MARTA property and that if he did, he would be arrested. He did say he understood that, but then things kind of went askew in speaking about his children and their ages. And he indicated that he did warehouse work at some point, but couldn't give me a date or a time range. So I think perhaps the acknowledgement of mental health concerns by Mr. Bonney is something that the court could possibly take into account. And we have no issue with the bond reductions as requested by the state because I concur and we're going to ask for those exact same amounts. So great minds think alike.
All right. Okay. All right, I'll enter the $2,000 surety bond, 1,000 on the criminal trespass, 500 on the possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and 500 on giving the false name. With that surety bond, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond, and a stay away from all MARTA locations. You probably have to do ride shares, something like that, Mr. Bonney, but you cannot use MARTA right now while you're on bond, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, anything else I need to take up?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, Thank you. That concludes this case.
That's not a
Your
signature.
Honor, I'm sorry. I
No,
was,
it's a surety bond.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, I do apologize.
Yes.
Are you going to order a social worker or have an MH evaluation?
Mr. Bonnie?
Yes, it was just my understanding that is from what Ms. Giddings said that might be needed.
Ms. Giddings, do you have any objection to an MH eval?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
All right, I'll order that, the MH eval.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Number 3, Mr. Conley.
This is case number 22 CR 001190G. Mr. Eric Conley, you're charged with 1 count of public indecency, 2nd count of criminal trespass. March 3rd, 2022 is the offense date. Do we need to go out into a breakup room with this case? I thought I saw something earlier in the chat.
Yes, Your Honor, I did request a breakout based on the facts of this case.
All right, whose cases is Ms. Giddings or Ms. Kim? Or do both of you want to be in the breakout?
We can both be in the breakout, Your Honor, but it is my case.
Okay, all right. Do you hear that, Ms. Grace, Ms. Arnold? Anybody in there with you, Ms. Arnold?
I believe Mr. Walker said he was going to be back, but I don't think he's back yet. So just me at this time.
Okay. So we have Kim, Giddings, Arnold, and me.
And Albert Hopkins, if I could, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Mr. Hopkins is here. Ms. Grace or Mr. Jordan?
I'm informing Mr. Jordan right now.
Okay, thank you.
Who do you need the breakout room for, Judge?
Giddings, Kim, Mr. Hopkins, and Ms. Arnold, and myself. All right, everyone, we're back. In regards to case number 3 with Eric Conley, our position number 3, I'm going to order a $6,500 surety bond. That's going to be $4,000 on the first charge, $2,500 on the second charge. And Mr. Conley, once again, I'm going to warn you, you are not to go back to any MARTA stations. You're not to use MARTA. You're totally banned right now while you're on bond from MARTA. No going there for anything. So you have to do ride shares or take other forms of transportation, but MARTA will not be one of them.
I got a question around.
Nope, let me finish my order. There's to be no further contact with Alicia Allison. There's to be no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while you're on bond. I'm gonna order SDET, and they'll explain to you what that is. And once again, you're to stay away from all MARTA locations. And then you have to get that exam, the SDET evaluation. Now, do you have a general question? Because you might need to
Nah, I don't
attorney about it or be very.
have like any money to. I only been working 2 days at this job. I don't have any money, and I just got that job, and they trying to hold it for me. I was a dishwasher, and they just made me a cook, and it's out there in Buckhead. They got me a good job, like a permanent job. I just need to get back there. Like they willing to hold a job for me if I can get out. And I know if you can look at this situation, like when the MARTA.
Hold on, you're going a little bit too far. I need you to exercise your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Thank you.
Please have a signature, man. Please, I'm going to work. I have 2 teenagers, and I'm really not a troublemaker. I'm really not. As things unfold, you will see that.
Okay.
Don't work, man. Please.
Miss Roberts, the pretrial.
Yes.
How many cycles did we have? For
18.
18?
Yes.
How many convictions?
His last arrest was exactly a month ago for the same offense. That's the first charge.
Right.
As far as convictions go. I'm only showing 4 convictions. Hold on. 2009, possession of a firearm or a knife in commission of or attempt to commit certain felonies. That went along with the capital offense. That was 2009. It was 12 years confinement. And then a 2004, purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana. 2003, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. And a 2002 marijuana charge as well. Nothing further.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yeah.
Just as pretrial has stated, he does have 18 cycles. And Your Honor has made her ruling, and he does have arrests. Still open charges for public for the same charge, Your Honor. I do apologize for the same charges, Your Honor, and also one of which involves MARTA again. So,
right,
you do understand this is an alleged crime. However, those cases are still open, and this is his 3rd arrest for the same type of charge, Your Honor. So we would just ask that Your Honor would maintain her ruling.
One more question, please.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Giddings?
No, Your Honor, nothing further from the defense.
Okay. I'm going to keep the ruling with the 4,000 on the first charge and the 2,500 on the second charge. So, Mr. Conley, the way to make this turn out a little better for you is to stay away from MARTA. And as I stated earlier, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. So you have a $6,500 surety bond.
I don't have no money for that. How long you think I have to sit? I don't have, I lose my job, everything. I just got.
Your next court appearance, sir, if you are unable to make bond, will be within a week and a half to 2 weeks.
Right, March the 17th, I believe.
Yes.
So I ain't got nothing going on.
Well, we need to know.
And then as you can see my history, like I'm getting judged off alleged. You seen what I had 2009 when I was young. I'm older now. They allegedly doing this, and it's the same people who locked me up.
Yes, sir, your criminal history, your criminal record follows you no matter how long ago it was.
And it wasn't those charges though. That's something I'm saying I did something.
I understand that, sir, but the judge has made her ruling and she took the time to review, to reconsider, and unfortunately, the reconsideration has left us in the same posture. So being obstreperous is not going to help at this point. We'll see you in a week and a half to 2 weeks.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Giddings.
Position number 8, Mr. Fuchs.
All right, this is case number 22, CR 001199A. Mr. Daniel Fuchs, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass with the offense date of March the 3rd, 2022. Do you have anything pre-trial?
On 31 cycles, 19 out of Georgia, 12 out of Minnesota. Last arrest, June 15, 2020 for burglary in the 1st degree and criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. He appears to be on probation for criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. 20 SC 176473. Disposition was September of 2020. 12 months confinement, 4 years probation. Also appears to be on probation for 2 counts of criminal damage to property. Same disposition date. That case number is 20 SC 176474. Has a 2008 conviction for theft out of Minnesota. A 2007 conviction for felony theft out of Minnesota. 2007 conviction for theft out of Minnesota. 2005 conviction for assault out of Minnesota. 2019 simple assault, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass conviction out of DeKalb County. 2019 theft by shoplifting conviction. 2018 criminal trespass conviction. 2018 simple battery conviction, 2 counts. 2018 possession and use of drug-related objects conviction. 2017 3 counts of disorderly conduct conviction. 2017 disorderly conduct, 2 counts, simple battery and criminal trespass and willful obstruction conviction. And nothing further.
Okay. All right, Ms. Arnold.
Yes, Your Honor. The current bond is set at a $2,500 surety bond for the criminal trespass. The state is recommending a $3,000 signature bond with a stay away from all MARTA, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. And as it appears the defendant is homeless, we are recommending that a social worker speak with him. Your Honor, this incident happened yesterday at the Peachtree Center MARTA station. This defendant was found living inside the stairwell. And he does not, from what we see, does not have any open cases, Your Honor. So we are requesting the $3,000 signature with the conditions as stated.
Can I say something?
No, sir, you need to be quiet and let me do my job. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Giddings.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Fuchs has earned his GED. He's actually to start a job next week at a warehouse through the staffing agency CEO located at 938 Peachtree Street in downtown Atlanta. He'll be working approximately 30 hours a week at $10 an hour. He does not live at the stairwell. He actually lives in a transitional program on Jefferson Street, right next door to the Fulton County Jail. And is unsure why the police would indicate that he is homeless when he is not. He was recently released from prison in July of last year and placed in that residential transitional home as a result of finishing the sentence that he had for incarceration. I have expressed to him and explained that he is not to return to MARTA. If he does, he will be arrested. He has indicated to me that he does understand that and that he did not see the sign, Your Honor. He said he just missed it. He was just simply trying to get to home, which is the transitional center, and thought that he could leave out that door without going upstairs through the not the staircase, up the escalator and out. But I did explain to him that he does need to stay away from the Peachtree Center MARTA location. In light of his history, Your Honor, we would ask for a $1,500 good bond or a lowest bond as possible, so that one of the requirements for living in the transitional program on Jefferson Street is to obtain employment, so that he does not miss out on the employment opportunity that he has, that is to begin next week.
And how old is Mr. Phillips?
Mr. Fuchs is 35 years old, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm not sure if I was heard clearly. The state is requesting a $3,000 signature bond.
Right. You may not have heard that, Ms. Giddings, and I'm
Oh,
sure.
no, I
you
did
not
not. I'm
object to
sorry. I
that.
thought she said surety. My apologies. Okay, well, we have no objection to that.
I got it. That's okay. I figured you didn't. And my volume is kind of fuzzy today too. I'm not sure, again, with our technology things today, because I'm having a hard time hearing a little bit as well. But I will order the $3,000 signature bond through. Ms. Roberts?
Who is she talking to?
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Thank
I
you.
don't think it's okay. The $3,000 signature bond, and I'm going to order it because it looks like he's being monitored through the transitional housing. I was thinking whether I was going to make it through pretrial or through the jail. And Ms. Roberts with pretrial, I'm assuming he doesn't qualify. So I will let him do it through the jail, and so that he can get back to his transitional housing and get his job. Looks like he's trying to get back on track. But I need to say one thing to you, Mr. Fuchs. Please stay away from MARTA so you don't end up back in jail.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Down there, you're just gonna have to walk, get a bicycle, or do ride shares, Ubers, and all those other things so that you
Yes,
can
ma'am. It was a
stay
post
away
on
from
my
MARTA.
part. Yes.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Want you to get things together and not be down here anymore, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, man.
All right, so remember one last thing, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while you're on bond, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, take care.
Thank you, man. Let's get a number.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Henry.
What number, Deputy?
11, Mr. Henry.
11, okay.
Yes. Lori.
All right, this is case number 22 CR 001183J. Mark Allen Henry, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass with the offense date of March 3rd, 2022. Pre-trial, do you have anything?
11 cycles. Last arrest October 8th, 2021 for FTA. Has 3 total FTAs in his criminal history. 14 cycles out of New Jersey with a 2011 conviction for burglary. That was out of New Jersey. I'm sorry. So I said it's a total of 25 cycles. 11 of those cycles are from Georgia, 14 are from New Jersey. 2011 felony conviction for burglary out of New Jersey. 2021 conviction for possession and use of drug-related objects out of Clayton County. 2014 conviction for possession and use of drug-related objects out of Clayton County. And then another 2014 conviction for possession and use of drug-related objects out of Clayton County. And nothing further to add.
All right. Ms. Arnold?
Yes, Your Honor. So the state is requesting a $1,000 surety for the criminal trespass. This also happened at the Peachtree Center MARTA station, Your Honor, where the defendant was found living inside the emergency exit. Officers, upon arresting the defendant, found that he did have 2 active MARTA suspensions, one ending on April 19th of this year and the other ending on March 9th of this year. We are concerned that the defendant is going to be a flight risk, as he has those 3 FTAs, one from 2017, one from 2019, and then just last year in October, another FTA from October. So we are, again, very concerned that the defendant will not show up to court. So we are requesting the $1,000 surety with the conditions that he stay away from MARTA, and that there be no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
All right. Ms. Giddings?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Henry has earned a GED. He is currently unemployed and is residentially challenged. He receives $200 in food stamps and has no other means of support. And I have explained to him that he has to stay away from the Peachtree Center MARTA train station. That seemed to have been a popular place the last couple of days here. And if he does return, that he will be arrested. He has assured me that he understands that, and he will stay away from MARTA. He is not able to make any bond at all, Sir, Your Honor. We would not take issue with $1,000 bond.
Okay. All right, I'm going to order a $1,000 surety bond. I'm going to order you to stay away from is the recommendation stay away from all MARTA or just the Peachtree Center? I know he's got one that's going to April 19th.
It was from all MARTA, Your Honor.
So I'm going to tell you, Mr. Henry, the same as I've said before, you're going to have to stay away. And if you do that through the time of this period while you're on bond, then hopefully you can go back after this is over. But right now, you are not to use MARTA. You cannot. And that's going to be the conditions of your bond so that you don't get arrested to come back down to the Fulton County Jail. So stay away from all MARTA train stations. Don't go there. And I want you to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I think that will be it. $1,000 surety bond, okay? Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Henry.
Okay, number 12, Mr. Moffitt. Leave, brother.
22 CR 001185E. Raekwon Moffitt, you're charged with 1 count of battery with the offense date of March 3rd, 2022. Do you have anything pretrial?
Only one prior arrest from 2018 for assault in the U.S. Marine, and they declined to prosecute that case. So he has no criminal history recommended.
All right. All right, Miss Webb.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place yesterday at Emory at 550 Peachtree Street, Northeast Atlanta, where Emory Police Department responded to a dispute call and were informed by an officer with Emory's Public Service, Officer Marvin Pickett. That's Marvin, common spelling, Pickett, Pickett, that the defendant punched him in the nose, which caused in the face, Your Honor, which caused a bloody nose. Our victim advocate did reach out to Emory Public Safety to see if we could speak to Officer Pickett today, but he was not on duty. Your Honor, for those reasons, we are recommending $3,000 surety, no further contact with Marvin Pickett, a stay away from the incident location at 550 Peachtree Street, Northeast Atlanta, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and a one-day anger awareness, Your Honor. As you've heard from pretrial, the defendant did have a 2018 assault with the Navy where they did decline to prosecute, Your Honor, but that incident did involve an act of violence, which leads the state to believe that he has a risk of reoffending, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Okay, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, that 2018 assault was actually dismissed, it was not prosecuted. I want to emphasize that. He is 23 years old and he was at Emory University Hospital because he had to get treated for his hemorrhoid condition, medical condition. So he was in a lot of pain and he has to go to that hospital for continuous treatment. So we would like to request for no stay away stay away except when he has to get a treatment. And we would like to, he has been here in Georgia 23 years and he works as a security guard at Morehouse College. He graduated high school. We would like to request for a signature bond as pretrial recommended. Thank you.
You told me that he is a security guard at Morehouse College?
From my understanding, can you confirm, Mr. Moffett?
Yes.
Right? Yes,
Currently
you are.
security guard in my house.
Yes.
Okay, so how long has he been doing that?
For about 6 months.
I find a little bit of irony there. You are a security guard and you're alleged to have punched one at the hospital. So I'm not sure about that. Sounds a little interesting to me, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. Excuse me. And I'm just a little torn here about the stay away from the Emory Hospital at 550 Peachtree, because you cannot, no matter how much pain you're in, the people there have to do their jobs. And, they shouldn't be assaulted. You wouldn't want anyone to assault you on your job, I'm sure, when you're trying to do your job at Morehouse. So I'm very concerned about that. I don't know if you have any other place you can go for treatment, but I will say that you're definitely to have no further contact with that officer, Marvin Pickett. If you see him coming, you need to go the other way. Don't go to Emory unless you're receiving treatment. I'll give you one more chance to go there and not be alleged to have assaulted nurse, doctor, security guard, any of the employees at that Emory Hospital. So we'll give you a strong warning on that. Okay. And no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I'm going to order the one-day anger awareness course as well. All right, you're young, get it together, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
And then number 13, Mr. Phillips.
Okay. 22 CR 001182G, James Phillips. You're charged with one count of obstruction of a law enforcement officer. The offense date is March the 3rd, 2022. Do you have anything pre-trial?
30 cycles. Last arrest February 13, 2020 for battery and simple battery. Appears to be on probation out of Fulton County for possession of meth. Disposition date was March 30th, 2021, 4 years probation, 20 SC 175851. Appears to have an open case for possession of marijuana and obstruction, 21 PF 003155. 2016 conviction for possession of cocaine and purchase, possession, or have a controlled substance in Schedule 1 or narcotic in Schedule 2 conviction. A 2016 conviction for purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana. 1 FTA from 2012. Simple battery conviction from 2010. A battery conviction from 2008.
Whoa, hey, excuse
A
me.
theft by receiving stolen property conviction from 2008.
Would you please, Mr. James, you will have a chance later. You can talk to me.
Yeah, you need to be
Nothing
quiet
further.
right now.
Nothing further.
Yeah, hold on, but I'm trying to tell you.
Mr. James, you're going to hurt your case and you have the right to remain silent. The state is watching and listening. So please be quiet and defer to your attorney.
Excuse me, y'all. I don't mean to cut y'all off, but the cases y'all calling out is my twin brother.
I strongly recommend you not to talk about the case because you can speak everything against your interest. So please stay silent.
But it's not me y'all talking about.
Okay. Your attorney will talk to you about that later, but right now, need you to be calm so we can get through this bond hearing.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, go ahead, Ms. Kim.
Yes,
Oh,
Your
I'm
Honor.
sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
Honor.
Ms. Arnold.
Yes, Your Honor. The state is requesting a $2,000 surety for obstruction of a law enforcement officer, no further contact with Officer North, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. Your Honor, this incident happened yesterday at 2746 Old Hateville Road in Atlanta. When the officer tried to stop the defendant, he fled on foot. We do believe that he is a flight risk as he had a FTA from 2019, and I believe pretrial also mentioned an FTA from 2012. We do believe that he will reoffend. He has probation violations from 2011, 12, 13, and 16. And then he has a conviction for obstruction in 2019. He pled no low to obstruction, criminal trespass, and giving false name, address, and date of birth in 2019. And then in 2020, he has a conviction for it being unlawful for an inmate to possess any controlled substance, drugs, gun, or dangerous weapon, also for obstruction and possession of a Schedule I controlled substance. And in addition, with the open case for marijuana and obstruction, Your Honor, we do believe that he will reoffend. I do apologize. We do believe that he will reoffend. So we are asking for the $2,000 surety with the conditions as stated.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. James is actually, he has a hold without bond at Rockdale County. So even though he gets out of this Fulton County, he will have to be transferred to Rockdale. And so he's not a flight risk. He has been here in Georgia for 34 years. And 2 weeks before yesterday, his mother passed away. So he's been grieving. And he has 4 years old daughter, and he's a father of a daughter who has to provide for his child. He works as a self-employed entertainment person, and also he works at construction area as well. So he graduated from he has a GED and he has a little bit of college. No, he did not have any college, and he has been that's it, I guess. He has his own place to stay, so he doesn't have to worry about housing. And we would like to request for signature bond. If that is not approvable, we would like to request for $1,000 good bond. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. That someone that needs to mute, or is that coming from the jail?
It looks like it's courtroom too, Your Honor.
It is courtroom too? Okay. We're getting a lot of feedback, Deputy. All right, I'm going to order a $1,000 surety bond. And I'm going to order stay away from 2746 Old Hateville Road. No further contact with Officer North. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Is there anything else I need to take up?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right.
I can speak. I thought y'all told me I could speak. Man, that's crazy, man.
Is it related?
Team, Mr. Roberts. Hey,
Thank
what
you.
up? This man, put that wrong, man. Lieutenant, excuse me. I know y'all recording.
Good afternoon.
Deputy?
I don't even know who that is. Number 14, Mr. Roberts.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Case number 22 CR 001187C. Mr. Is it DeLeon?
It's DeLeon Roberts.
Roberts. You're charged with 1 count of battery family violence with the offense date of March the 3rd, 2022. And I believe I see 2 people, or 1 person, Miss Roberts on the screen. Is that the victim or someone related to this case? That's your mother? Okay. Right. Hopefully she'll come back. I don't see her on the screen.
I see new BY iPhone. He says his name is Marcus Pugh, who is a complaining witness.
Okay, so we've got the witness, his mom as well. Okay. All right, let me hear the case first, and then I'll go to the witnesses. Pre-trial, do you have anything?
No, this is his first arrest.
Okay. All right, Ms. Webb.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on March the 3rd at 2640 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, Southwest Atlanta, where Atlanta Police Department responded to a dispute call and were met with Mr. Marquise Pugh. That's Marquise, Marquis, Pugh, Pugh. Mr. Pugh informed the officer that the defendant and he had an argument over money and social media. While he was laying on the couch, the defendant slapped his phone out of his hand. Some moments later, the two began to engage in another verbal dispute where the defendant grabbed Mr. Pugh by his hair and punched him in the mouth, resulting in swelling on the inside of the victim's mouth, in which the officer noted. Your Honor, as you heard from pretrial, this is the defendant's first offense. However, the state is recommending a $2,500 surety bond. No further contact with Mr. Marquise Pugh. Stay away from the incident location at 2640 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and 1 day anger awareness. Your Honor, we understand that the victim does not wish to pursue charges in this case. However, this incident did give rise to state intervention the moment that the police were called and that Mr. Pugh felt that police intervention was needed, Your Honor. There appears to be an ongoing dispute between the parties, and the state is concerned that if the two cannot resolve that dispute amicably, then we will be right back here again, Your Honor, because of the defendant's risk of reoffending based on the facts of the underlying dispute, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Okay. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Roberts is actually, he's the one who called the police at that day, and he refuses to be the first aggressor. Indeed, he believes that first aggressor was Mr. Pugh. So, and he had bleeding and he has scratches. Mr. Roberts had all those scratches and bleeding, but police was not able to see those. So we would like to request for signature bond since this is a first violence case. Not only that, he is denying the allegation completely. So we would like to request for that. Thank you.
Okay. And again, since he does qualify for pretrial, I'm going to hear from the witnesses. So let me first see what they are. Miss Roberts at the top with the mask on.
Yes.
Yes. And you are the student's mom?
His mother, yes.
Okay. So would you like to address the court?
I wasn't there. All I know, he
Hold
not a
on,
bad
hold on.
child.
First of all, you got to answer my question before you start telling me stuff.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to address the court? And I am concerned if you were not there, what else you could tell me? Because I only want to hear about this one incident and what happened.
Well, he called me and
Hold
told
on.
me that.
Hold on. Hold
Okay.
on. And I don't want you to get him in trouble as his mom.
Okay.
And I know that you're here to support him, but I'm gonna swear you in first, and I'm just ask you some questions, and then that'll be it. And so raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay. So you were not there at this incident, is that correct?
Right.
Okay. And so do you know anything about this incident firsthand knowledge or by your own knowledge?
Not by my own knowledge, no.
Okay. So I don't want you to tell me what your son told you because I don't want you to get him in trouble with his right
ma'am.
to remain silent. Okay.
Right.
And so I'm sure you're going to tell me that he's a great son and you want him home.
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. All right. That is good. And I don't mean to diminish you for being here, but I don't want you to hurt his case either.
Yes, ma'am.
And we appreciate you being here to support your son. All
Thank
right.
you.
And so
Yes.
let's see who else we have on the line with this case. Who else do we have here on the Roberts case? DeLeon Roberts? I thought we had a victim.
This is Marquise Pugh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tell me your name again.
Marquise Pugh.
Oh, Marquise Pugh.
Yes.
All right. And how are you related to this case?
I'm the victim.
Okay. And your last name is F-E-W?
No, Pugh, P-U-G-H.
Oh, P-U-G-H. Okay, maybe that's why I was confused. Okay, Pugh. All right. And so you want to address the court, Mr. Pugh?
Well, like I had put in the chat that I just want to drop the charges.
Hold on. Hold on a minute. I did not see a note there, but oh, I see it now. So I'm not here for that. And I don't have the authority at the moment on that. I don't have enough information. But is there anything else? I'll swear you in if you want to address the court and tell me about this situation or this incident.
Your Honor, I believe Miss Roberts' phone is not on mute. So
Oh,
that
yes,
might be
Ms.
that
Roberts, can you make
feedback.
sure you mute? Okay, thank you. All right, raise your right hand for me, Mr. Pugh. Mr. Pugh?
Yes.
Okay, can you
Yes.
raise your right hand for me?
Can you see me?
Yeah, we're getting a bad connection. Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury? I think your phone has gone out or was going out as you were trying to speak. Can you hear me? We cannot hear you.
Yes, I can.
Okay, now you're back. Okay. All right. So if you're sworn now, we can hear you now. You're sworn to tell the truth. What would you like to tell the court?
Because I really just wanted to drop the charges. I didn't even want to talk about the situation.
No, I don't want you to
just
talk
really
about
want
the
him
facts.
to be able to better control his. Say that again?
I said, I don't want you to talk about the facts.
You don't want me to talk about the
The facts.
Fact.
No, are you afraid of Mr. Roberts?
No. The reason why I called the police is because I really want the police.
I can't hear you. It's going in and out.
To come and like de-escalate the situation, to be able to bless us when he's talking to me. So if I decide to ignore him, he should just let that be that until we both cool off, versus it getting to where it got yesterday.
Okay. Do you all reside together?
Yes. And like yesterday was like the third time that we have had a situation where the police have had to be called. So like, and because he left yesterday, after like he left before the police got there when I called the police, I guess that's why they took him, because I was trying to tell them I didn't want them to take him to jail, but they hadn't already handcuffed him, and the officer just told me like the state had to pick it up.
Okay, I missed a little bit of it. Some of it went out, and I apologize for that, but I think I've got the gist of what you were saying. I think we've got a bad connection.
Yeah, it might be my service.
Yeah, but I do understand this is his first arrest and he does not have any criminal history.
Oh, right.
Okay, so there's nothing else substantive that you want to tell me. I think that is enough.
Correct.
Okay. Is there anything else from the state or from Ms. Kim?
No, Your Honor, we just would like for the court to take under advisement that the witness did say that he called the police to de-escalate the situation, which goes back to the state's original point that we do not believe that whatever is the underlying issue here, the parties are not able to resolve that issue amicably, Your Honor, and without violence. Nothing further.
Okay, Ms. Kim? Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Mr. Roberts, he's 25 years old and he was not the first aggressor. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to do a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. I'm going to order no further violent contact with the victim. And again, I did not get as much information as I normally do for the location. They do live there and reside there together.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
right, I was going to order stay away from the incident location and a one-time escort to get his personal belongings to make sure things are cooled down. All right.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
And remember, Mr. Roberts, if you need to go back to that location for now, you need to have a police escort arrange that so that you can get your items safely. But right now, I'm ordering no further violent contact with Mr. Pugh, but I am ordering you to stay away from the incident location and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while you're on bond, except for those prescribed to you. And let's have things to cool down and make sure that everyone's going to be safe. All right.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, no problem.
Number 16, Mr. Shelton. Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon. This is case number 22 CR 001195J. And is that, I'm not sure how to pronounce your first name, but I'll just say Mr. Shelton You're charged with 1 count of failure to maintain lane or improper lane change, and a 2nd count of driving while license suspended or revoked. The offense date of March the 3rd, 2022. Do you have anything pretrial?
He has 47 cycles, 32 out of Michigan, 3 out of North Carolina, 12 out of Georgia. Last arrest was March 22nd, 2021 for driving while license suspended or revoked out of Clayton County. That was a conviction. He appears to be on probation for that case. Disposition was March 29th. It's 12 months probation. And starting with Michigan convictions, a 2012 operating without a license on person conviction, 2010 operating while license suspended, revoked, or denied conviction. Same thing in 2007. A conviction, a controlled substance in 2006. Domestic violence and operating license suspended or revoked conviction, 2005. Forgery conviction, 2002. A controlled substance conviction, 2002. Operating license suspended, revoked, or denied conviction, 2001. Another conviction for operating license suspended or revoked or denied in 2001. Embezzlement conviction in 1999, and a domestic violence conviction in 1999. All those are
probably won't go back too much further than that.
Those are only Michigan.
Oh, okay, Michigan.
Yes. Georgia, 2020 conviction for driving. I stated that's the probation conviction for driving while license suspended or revoked. 2016 simple assault along with the criminal trespass conviction out of Clayton County. Disorderly conduct conviction 2014 out of Clayton County, and 1 FTA from 2013 out of Fulton County, and nothing further. The convictions out of North Carolina are back in the 90s.
All right. Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor, this incident took place on yesterday around 4:40 p.m. around the address at 5797 Old National Highway, Atlanta, Georgia, where Officer Hammond was patrolling on Old National Highway. He witnessed the defendant improperly change lanes near Pleasant Hill Road. The officer initiated a traffic stop and asked the defendant for a license. Upon running the defendant's information, it came back that his license was suspended. Your Honor, as you've heard from pretrial, the defendant has several convictions for driving on a suspended license dating back as early as 2021. For those reasons, the state does believe that he does have a high risk of reoffending, and we are recommending a $3,500 surety bond total, $3,000 for the license suspension, $500 surety for the lane change. We're asking for a condition to be placed on the defendant for no driving and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond, Your Honor. In addition to that concern of him being a risk of reoffending again with driving, we're also concerned that he's a possible flight risk. The pretrial can verify, but I had that he's wanted out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And as pretrial stated, he does have that previous FTA on a simple battery case from Fulton County. Nothing further.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Right. Kim?
yes. Mr. Shelton is 58 years old, and he has been here in Georgia ever since 2012. He has daughter here and son here. His wife is also here online. He has a family here. I don't think that he has a flight risk. So he graduated from high school, and most of all, he served in the Army, and he is actually disabled veteran. After serving 8 years for the country, his body is not doing well. Right now, because of the sleep on the floor, it was extremely painful for him to bear. His neck and his knee, back, and feet are all hurting right now. And he has been, he also went to he has an associate degree in the business as well. But since his income is solely from disabled veteran check, he does not have any financial support, resource to pay for the bond. So we would like to request for signature bond, but if your honor is not inclined to give signature bond, we would like to request for surety bond no more than $1,000, your honor. Thank you.
Okay. All right, I'm going to order a surety bond in the amount of $2,000. I'm going to order for the first count $1,500 and then $500 for the second count for a total of $2,000. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And it appears, Mr. Shelton, that you cannot drive. You are not to drive. You don't have a valid license unless DDS surprisingly gives you one. That's the only way that you can drive. Otherwise, no driving. I don't think I need to stay away. That he was just pulled over while driving, right?
That's correct, Your Honor. It was just a traffic stop.
Traffic stop, okay. But anyway, no driving unless you have a valid permit from DDS. And if you don't, then you need to use the ride shares like a lot of other people on this calendar, or have someone to pick you up and take you around. So please be very careful with that. If you get out there and start driving, you're going to be brought right back to the jail. So good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Mr. Williams.
What number, Deputy?
17. 17, ma'am. Mr.
Oh,
Williams.
17, Mr. Williams. Okay,
Tyrone Williams, ma'am.
got it. This is case number 22 CR 001194Y. And you're charged with one count of criminal trespass with the offense date of 8/22/2001. Pre-trial?
Yes, 49 cycles. I'm gonna waive signing for the last arrest. It was July 4th of 2019. As far as convictions go.
What was the last arrest for in 2019?
I'm gonna waive signing for the offense. It was a misdemeanor offense. FTA from 2018. A conviction for willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer from 2019. A simple battery conviction from 2015, 2 counts. Criminal trespass conviction from 2015. Reckless conduct conviction from 2015. Criminal trespass conviction from 2010. A 2008 conviction for willful obstruction, burglary, criminal trespass, and terroristic threats. 2006 conviction for possession of cocaine and abandonment of certain drugs, poisons, or controlled substances.
Is that Tyrone Williams record?
Yes. He's a junior, so I can double check to
Yeah, I'm a junior.
verify.
Please don't interrupt though, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, a lot of AKAs on here.
is it?
Yep. And let me see about if it's how many socials are on here. It's only one social, if I can get the last 4 digits.
You ready?
Yes.
8665.
Yes, that's the social that's coming up for this GCFC.
Okay.
I think I ended in 2004, but the rest of the history is in the 90s, Judge.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. Okay. All right, Ms. Webb.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on March the 3rd, which is yesterday, at the North Springs MARTA station located at 7010 Peachtree Dunwoody Road. In this incident, MARTA police did respond to a disorderly person and trespass call. The defendant was told to leave that station, Your Honor, and he refused to purchase a MARTA Breeze card. He was told multiple times by officers and staff to depart from that station, in which he refused. Your Honor, the state is recommending a $1,500 surety bond in this case, as well as asking for a stay away from MARTA and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. As you've heard from pretrial, the defendant has 3 convictions since 2017 for trespass. The 2018 conviction was originally charged as a trespass charge, Your Honor, but was later amended by our office to disorderly conduct. But the state still believes that he will reoffend. In addition to those facts, Your Honor, that he does have a 2019 arrest for MARTA for sexual battery. For those reasons, Your Honor, the state is making that request for the $1,500 surety bond. Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Mr. William is 46 years old, and he has been here in Georgia more than 20 years, and he works for daily labor temp services. So he's been there for like 3 to 4 years working for temp projects. He has a GED, he has some college from Tennessee, and he does not have a car. So he uses MARTA to go to work. He usually takes MARTA at Vine City Station, and then he makes a little change at 5 Point Station, go up to the north, Peachtree Station. So, but what happened yesterday was he fell asleep and woke up at North Spring. And he said he had Breeze card, he paid for it, but he could not find it. So he is denying the allegation. And if we have to stay away from that North Spring, he has to be allowed to go from Vine City to Peachtree Street so he can continuously work for his job. Thank you, Your Honor. So we would like to request for actually, currently there's a $3,000 surety bond, but we would like to request for a good bond, no more than $1,000, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Usually I'm slightly torn with, staying away from public transportation because of the fact that, you have to use it to get to work, but there are other options. It may be a little more expensive, obviously, but I am concerned when, people are alleged to have done things that don't appreciate or abuse the situation. And I know it's hard for those that work in these places when, a person comes before a judge and then they get sent right back and then it starts that cycle all over again. So, some time off from it might be what we're going to have to do, unfortunately, and don't want anyone to lose their jobs, but we still got to follow rules and regulations when we're using the public transportation. And I say all that, Mr. William, because I'm going to order a $1,500 surety bond. And I'm going to order you to stay away from all MARTA while you're on bond. And you will have to find another way to get way up to Sandy Springs, North Spring Station. Sorry that it has to be that way, but that's the only way that I see. And given your history, I think we need a cooling off period in time for MARTA. So you'll have to use ride shares, Ubers, or find a coworker to see if you can ride with them. But you are to stay away from all MARTA, else you'll immediately be arrested. I've been told they have face recognition things and of that nature. So when you get on MARTA, they're going to recognize you and they'll see you and they'll call the police and you'll be right back here where you started. So find some other way to get to work, and I hope that you do keep your job. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. That should conclude this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, ma'am. That should cover it.
Is that it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Happy Friday.
Can we go over the calendar, Your Honor?
Yes, we will. I was letting them get off and we'll wait for Miss Grace to.
Judge, what do we do with position number 5? Is it a reset?
Let's see.
I was told that it was upgraded to felony.
Oh, upgraded to felony. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any others that we missed? I should have said that before I let them get off. Sometimes they'll say someone bonded out or forgot to tell us. Don't think I'm missing any others, are we?
Two's back on.
What position?
I think we just found out it was upgraded to a felony. It was position 5. Is it Karan, Malik Karan?
I know he was still at Grady.
Oh, he's at Grady?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, it may be both of those, but
So are we gonna reset it till tomorrow? Or just
if Miss Kim is correct and has been transferred, do you know if the order's been signed, Miss Kim?
No, I don't know. You are, no.
We can, Miss Grace, or ask Mr. Jordan, should we do that, reset it till tomorrow? Just to be on the safe side and make sure we see the order?
Sure.
He's been reset for like the last 5 days.
Oh, they've been resetting it for 5 days? Oh.
No, not 5 days out. He's been in custody since February 28th. It's been reset since then for medical.
Oh, I see.
He's been on the calendar every day.
Harrison, is that great? So she told me to ask you what you do. We don't know. Judge.
Well, he's not back right now. The deputy just said he's at Grady still.
He's still at Grady, she says.
You're not back in Grady. Just reset.
No.
Reset tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case it comes back.
All right, we got it, deputy. Thank you.
You have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, position number 1 is a $2,000 good bond, reset 3/17/22. Position number 2 is a $3,000 good bond, reset date 3/17/22. Position number 3 is a $6,500 good bond, reset date 3/17/22. Position number 4 is a $2,500 pretrial bond, reset further notice. Position number 5 is reset for tomorrow's SEA calendar. Position number 6, $3,000 pretrial bond, reset further notice. Position number 7 is a $294 purge amount, reset 3/17/22 until he make that purge amount. Position number 8, reset $3,000 SOB through the jail, reset further notice. Position number 9, $4,000 good bond, reset date 3/17/22. Position number 10, $6,000 good bond, reset date 3/17/22. Position number 11 is a $1,000 good bond, reset date 3/17/22. Position number 12 is a $3,000 pretrial bond, reset further notice. Position number 13 is a $1,000 good bond, reset 3/17/22. Position number 14 is a $3,000 pretrial bond, reset further notice. Position number 15 is a $2,500 pretrial bond per the judge, reset further notice. Position number 16 is a $2,000 good bond, reset date 3/17/22. Position number 17 is a $1,500 good bond, reset 3/17/22. Position number 18 is a $3,500 good bond, reset date 3/17/22.
Let me say one other thing, and I know Samia, Miss Giddings rather, told us about that. On number 7, I don't believe it has to be reset, does it, Miss Giddings? I don't believe we reset that. We just, I mean, we've.
No,
yeah.
he just sits until he pays
Right.
pays the purge.
Correct. I don't know if they bring him back or.
No, there's
Yeah.
no need to reset that.
Right.
Okay.
No, he goes to the family court if he doesn't finish.
Okay,
If he
they'll
doesn't
send him
finish.
over to family court. Okay. So we don't need to reset that to tomorrow or anything.
No.
Okay. All right. If that clears it all, everyone go enjoy your Friday.
Thank you,
Your
Judge.
sunny Friday.
You too.
All right. See you all next time.
Thank you, Your
I'll
Honor.
be sending it over, Judge.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Miss Kim, give me a call, please.
Sure, I'll do that.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you. Good to see you,
Sure.
Judge.
You too.